Spurs fans, some of you may agree, probably a lot of you disagree, but even I'm shocked with some of the moves I think we should make this offseason. What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. You know, while you're watching this video, I will probably be at the Basketball Hall of Fame with Miss TSR. That being said, some of you said, TSR, what would be a perfect offseason, a great offseason for the Spurs for you? And I was like, well, let me think about it, and, well, we're going to get to it now. And I got to tell you, I did not expect to make some of these moves. And yes, there's going to be a lot of debate on this, what the Spurs should do until things actually happen, until the season starts. But let's get into it. Let's start off with the salary cap and who is on our active roster. We have 10 players currently signed, from Darren Fox to Wemby to Castle to Wesley and Champagnie. Those particular 10 players make up $143 million. The NBA salary cap next season will be $155 million with a luxury tax of $188 million. I could see us going over the cap, which we'll do so in this scenario, but I can't see any scenario where we go over the luxury tax and then go into the first apron, second apron, all that. No. So for simpleness, we'll have about, or for simple video talk, if you will, we'll have about $40 million to play with for our Spurs this offseason. So what is TSR doing? I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we're going to trade Devin Vassell, Harrison Barnes, and Malachi Branham, and you add the three of them together, that makes about $51 million for Kevin Durant. Plus pick 14, one or two swaps, 3 second rounders, etc. And I know you're saying, like, TSR, wait a minute, what? You have been against Kevin Durant all year coming to the San Antonio Spurs. There's a lot of reports that the Spurs were really interested in getting him at the All-Star break trade deadline. There's talks that Wemby wants to play with him. And the thing that's kind of pushed me over the edge a little bit, Spurs fans, is seeing these recent pictures of Wemby and a lot of articles now about his height. He's clearly not 7'3.5". He looks like he's 7'6", maybe 7'7". And to me, that says we need to speed up the timeline. Not rush it. We don't want to rush, but speed up. I don't, if he is 7'6", 7'7", or even grows a little more to 7'7", 7'8", depending where he is, I don't see him playing past the ages of between 32 and 34. I think his career is going to be shortened, not because he doesn't take care of himself and he's not a healthy guy, just the nature of bodies not having durability for 15, 20 years when they're that tall. So we make the trade. We bring in KD. Okay, he's here. That gives us 5 roster spots because we went up 1, but we went down 3. So KD, get off the screen. Let's take a look at our roster and the players that are going to be free agents next year. Who would I bring back? First one, Sandro Mamukelashvili. Fan favorite, bring him back. Next up, I'm kind of surprised I picked this one, but Jordan McLaughlin. Bring a vet back, get him on the cheap for about $2.5 million. And in the last 2 years, he shot 45% from 3. So if we need some three-point shooting, the dude can shoot. And what do we need? We need shooters. And last but not least, another surprise, but, well, I think having a vet off the bench doesn't hurt. A guy with a little bit of size. I would actually bring back Bismack Biyombo. Bring him back for $2.5 million. Think about how well he played last year. Coming off the streets. He wasn't playing basketball. I don't think he was playing any type of international or anything. He was just a free agent. Came in to a team with a rookie coach, with no offseason, no training, nothing. And played pretty darn well and started a lot of games. I would bring back Biyombo for depth. Cheap depth, inexpensive depth, sure. We have a couple other roster spots. We have our draft picks, but we got to get to a signing. I am going to sign a player, and I want to sign a player that I think will work well with the team, that fits a need, and not going to break the bank. And that player is none other than the dancing bear himself, Gershon Yabusele, Wemby's Olympic teammate last year. I think we can get him for about 10 to 12 million a year, so I'm going to go with 11. He's 6'8", 265 pounds. The guy is girthy, but he can shoot the three. So I think this would be a great move for the Spurs. Plus, he can play backup center if needed. So bring on the dancing bear. Bring on Gershon Yabusele. Get the hell out of Philly. There's a disaster over there. Come to San Antonio where you don't have to pay any state taxes either. The only thing that might scare Gershon is, the Johnson of the Mitch kind, because he's a rookie coach. So hopefully it doesn't. As far as our draft picks, if you scroll down a little bit, I'll give you guys a link to Sport Track's salary page here. Pick 1, Round 1, pick 2 is going to cost us about $12 million. We traded away the 14th pick. Then we have pick number 38. That's going to cost $1.5 to $2 million. What I'm doing with the picks is I'm still drafting Dylan Harper. best player available. I know it's a crowded backcourt, but we just unloaded 2 of our backcourt in the trade for Kevin Durant. Devin Vassell's gone, and so is Malachi Branham. And listen, I know some people are like, TSR, you're a Devin Vassell hater. Because I do get it. I like Devin. I really do. But it's going to be a crowded backcourt. He's got a big contract. And if somebody's going to take a hit in playing time, it's probably going to be him, I would think. So I'd like to see him succeed elsewhere. And it's going to be a crowded backcourt, probably actually in Phoenix too, with Devin Booker. But we got to make salaries work. So he's the one that's got to go. So we draft Dylan Harper. And then I'm going to trade some of those second-round picks. I'm going to do whatever I can to move up into the late first round and draft my man Maxime Reynaud. That's 3 French players now. Wemby, Reynaud, and Yabusele. Can you imagine the 3 of them running around the court together? Blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to know what they're saying. They're not going to know what they're doing offensively or defensively. They're going to be out there speaking French, and our teams will be like, what are they saying? That's going to be awesome. So that's the roster. But we still have 3 two-ways left. Let's not forget that. I'm bringing back Harrison Ingram. Yeah, because, I don't know, my brother from another mother, Riley Minix, he showed potential, showed he can shoot. We need shooters. And then the last two-way spot, an undrafted guy. Or, troll me in the chat, Casoto. Why not? Bring in millions and millions of Filipino fans by bringing Kai to the team, and he's another big. I know he's coming off an ACL injury, but he should be good to go before the NBA season. So there is our roster. So let me bring up the thumbnail. And actually, I'm going to put back the original thumbnail because I got the question marks over the players I was hiding from you guys. Oh, you may have figured out Kevin Durant was one of them. What does our starting lineup and bench look like with this team I just put together? Is it a contender? Is it a playoff team? Is it an absolute disaster? What I see starting Spurs fans are who? Wemby obviously at the 5, KD at the 4, Yab at the 3, Castle at the 2, and Fox at the 1. And that gives us something we haven't had in what feels like a very long time is size. The team will have a ton of size. 7'6", 7, I don't know. KD's what, about 6'11"? Yabusele 6'8", but he's huge. That 265 gives us a benefit that if we have a big center, we don't bang and bang as Charles Barkley, banging and banging, maybe doing a little Dylan Brooks, helping him in the back. We don't have Wemby guarding the big fat guy. We put Yab on him, right? Plus our front court can all shoot the 3. Wemby, KD, Yab, they can all shoot the 3. Castle's been working on his 3 with the Guard Whisperer. The Guard Whisperer. If he can get his 3-point shot just average, and if De'Aaron Fox, and there's some F's here, if De'Aaron Fox can just be the 37% guy he was a couple years ago, that means everybody in the starting lineup can shoot the 3. Defensively, do I have some concerns? KD's not the best defender these days, but Wemby, we know, is lights out as a shot blocker. 100% sure on Yab's defense. Castle's shown he can be play ball. I think we're going to be good enough on defense, but offensively, I think this team could really cook. As far as our bench, there's some question marks on the bench. Sohan would be coming off the bench, which might be good for him. I believe he came off the bench in college. And then once Kevin Durant retires, maybe, or leaves the team in 2 years, Sohan becomes a starter. We still have Kellen off the bench to be a cheerleader and lead the team in screens. Dylan Harper will be part of our 3 amigo guard rotation with Castle, Fox, Harper. I do see that being our 3-headed monster. Still got Penny from 3-point shooting and size, and then Maxime Reynaud to be our backup center, who could share the court with Wemby too. And I do think we would, if I'm talking fast, I'm sorry, I'm excited about this, is, we could stagger minutes, maybe take Castle out at the 6-minute mark, put in Harper, and then take Fox out at the 10-minute mark, and then put in Castle. I think Steph, even though he's young, I think he's ready to be a leader on the court. So you stagger the backcourt, stagger the front court. You keep a nice mix of vets and young guys, so there's constant some El Capitans on the court. The biggest drawback with this scenario, of course, this is a 2-year plan. KD's under contract for 2 more years. He's going to be pushing 40, maybe 39 after the end of 2 years. This is just a 2-year plan, which is great because I'm not a GM. That's all I have to do. 2-year plan, you readdress it in 2 years with all these draft pick swaps we have coming up. Maybe you reload and restock throughout the draft. But I do think, unfortunately, it's not guaranteed Wemby's career is going to be shortened with this height. But let's be honest, it's more than likely. I do think our timeline is getting sped up. I just don't want it rushed. And when I look at this starting lineup, I think this would be a banging starting lineup. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm looking just with my Spurs goggles. But I really think this would work. We have an MVP candidate with Wemby. And looking at this lineup, actually, this is something else we haven't been able to say in a while, Spurs fans. We have 3 former All-Stars, Wemby, KD, and De'Aaron Fox. Potential future All-Star and Stephon Castle. When's the last time we've been able to say that? I think this team would be one of the best three in the Western Conference, the top three with this lineup. I really do. Just the question is, would they gel? And can the trade happen with Kevin Durant where the Spurs don't have to give up too much? Are they going to ask for the the second overall pick? If they ask for the second overall pick, no. But if they can ask for a reasonable trade, because they want to get out of KD's contract, right? Phoenix is going to blow it up. It's not working. The Bradley Beal thing was an absolute freaking disaster. What would it cost? I'm fine moving on from Demisel. I like Harrison Barnes, but he's on the wrong side of 30 himself, and he's expensive for, he's expensive too for what he is. Or maybe he's a bargain. I don't know. He's an average. I don't know. I'm just off the cuff right now, but I really hope the Spurs make some good moves this offseason, but don't rush anything. Speed things up a little bit if we need to, sure, but just don't. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words because I was not expecting to do this video this week, and I had a lot going on, which we'll talk to you guys next week about. But drop a comment down below. Do you think I'm crazy with this? Do you think the starting lineup would be a top three in the Western Conference, or am I just being hopeful and you're like, nope, TSR, you're wrong. We got to keep drafting youth. Or are you on the flip side and you're like, you know what? I'm concerned with Wemby's height. We do need to speed up the timeline a little bit. Bring KD in for 2 years and then address it after 2 years. And maybe in the 2 years KD's here, we at least win one ring. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you, and as always, go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go. Good.